Ferris Bueller, right? I hear that and I'm like, that's from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's only like 1987, something like that. Well, so I came back. Why am I here? That's the question, right? Let's take a look. So yeah, look at this. That's it. Nobody watching. Well, that music at least wasn't copyright struck like 2 videos ago. 2 videos ago, copyright strike. We're going to spend about a half hour taking a look at Louisiana and the rest of the Atlantic coast. Look at this one right here. I mean, you got yourself questionable stuff going on here. Did they dredge that? Why would it be dredged but then almost underneath the water? Now that is a good question, right? Look at that. You can see that somebody was, I mean, this is before sea levels rose, right? Obviously, somebody cut a canal. You can see it right here, through here, sorry. John Christensen, thank you for joining. You can see this, and by the way, a lot of them, they have a different color underneath the busy areas. It's not even busy, right? You've got a boat going right through there. Look at it. What's he doing? Okay, so you got a boat, and he's following the direction of this, what used to be a canal, but it's now part of the rest of the ocean. Or maybe you can say it's inside the bay. There's this reef out here. I'm not claiming to know everything, but as you can see, you've got these larger boats. What is that? A tennis court? It's like there's a house on there. Those are houses. So something's going on up on this boat here. I don't know what this boat does. I've never seen a boat like that. It's pretty long. It's like 2 of them connected, and they're going through the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, I'm glad I turned on my microphone this time. So you can see, oh, Nick's Cut. Yeah, Nick's Cut. And it's a round cut. That's like part of an old river. You don't get a cut through that's going to be curved, 2 different curves. So you've got all sorts of questions about what's going on. Salt Lake. And by the way, that Salt Lake is not the same Salt Lake. You've got a road there. You've got a river. That's a river, right? We would assume that's a river. Do we have our names? We got everything. Now let's get the river. What's the name of this river? Why is it so curved like that? Because it's natural. That's why. That's a natural river right there. There's no name. We're not going to get a name out of it, but we're going to get, I claim it's natural. There's lots of stuff going on, but some stuff is older than other stuff. And what I really want to look at in general are these. I mean, okay, I'm not 100% sure about anything here. This is like preliminary stuff. What is the story here? What's the story? Why do you see a cut through when they didn't have to make a cut through? Right? Look at how technical that cut through must have been to go through that land to get it cut through. It's going around a bay here, not a lake, and then it comes out here, and then it starts up. You even can see, like, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just go on the outside? Is it because the outside was once part of the land? I don't know, and I don't understand what the point is to do a cut through when you've got this area out here that's wide open. Why would you do that? What's the point in this? Why wouldn't you just cut out and get out into the open bay? Now, as you see, this is all protected by a reef. I'm going to call it a reef. It's not a barrier reef. It's not like a natural barrier reef. This thing is questionable, right? It's questionable. And when you see the little dots in there, that's questionable as well. So I don't know. Hey, John Christensen, since you're my only viewer, well, no, I have 4 now. But John, since you said hi, David, if you have any questions about previous stuff, I'm open. I just don't understand what the point is. I mean, look, that's a shoreline right there. That's a shore. At beach access point number 16. That is a shore where people can go on the beach. But how did it form naturally where you've got this reef, and inside the reef you've got these bays that just go on forever with all this unnatural stuff? Okay, so here we have a railroad that goes to the ocean. Not sure the point of that, but that's a railroad, Highway 45. And you've got a bridge, and you've got what looks like one of them bridges that... What is that? Some kind of weird elevator bridge. I don't think I've ever seen that before. There's a railroad. The train goes up. I guess what it's doing is it's going kind of... I don't know. Okay, so we're done looking at that. Moving on. Look at this right here. You see it right there. You can see and you got all sorts of weird stuff in here. If you know anything about it, let me know. Because I don't know. I just know that I see this cut through when it didn't need to be a cut through. It's like an older line, and now you've got this open area, but you've got these ships, and they're going straight through here. They're not messing around. They're using it. But who did it? Is it the USA? I've done a little research, and from my understanding, this type of work was done in the 30s. So this isn't something that happened in the 1800s. It happened once we got out of... this is down... Where are we? We are halfway between the Mississippi River and Corpus Christi. You can go back to Corpus Christi and see that you have the same thing happening. Now, I know from research... Is it over here? Down here in Texas. No, is that not it? That may or may not be it. It doesn't look like it. You've got what looks like older cuts, and then you've got a newer water layer. So what's going on? I don't know. It's not just in Corpus Christi. It's below Corpus Christi, but you don't really have a cut through here, right? Right through here. So is there like anything that a boat can get through? No. So that one would have to go out to the Atlantic. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a cut through in here somewhere. Got to make sure. So Laguna Madre doesn't have a cut through, but if you go down to Mexico, and you'll find some more stuff down here in Tampico. Some weird cut throughs that like are some type of an ancient road. That's not it. Okay, now I'm going to show you something else. Thank you, John. Well, it's fascinating, but it's questionable. Thank you for your comment. Now, as we get into Before we go to New Orleans, I want to mention some stuff that I've already found in North Carolina, South Carolina. Right about here, you can kind of get in there and you can go into these bays and you'll find, well, that looks natural right there. But there's a lot of these bays, like this cut through here, the intra-coastal waterway. Yeah, who created the intra-coastal waterway? The USA in the 1930s? Is that what you think? Look at this one. This is kind of a bad picture. You can kind of see a wake of a boat in the intra-coastal waterway here. So these boats, they just fly through there. Okay, but we're looking in for something a little different. I kind of thought that it was right here. So I thought I already found it, but seem to have a problem. When you go into these rivers that are coming out to the Atlantic Ocean, you find some kind of cuts in the land. Now, I'm not seeing them here, so we're going to... by the way, I should have prepared a little better. I had some old pictures and I couldn't find the source. Let's go in here. So this is looking natural. I'm going to get out of here because I'm trying to find the next step. Now, where's the... I guess I'm lost. Because I thought that was over here that we had some of this marshland actually carved out. We're going to go up. If we get up to Long Island, we've gone too far. I thought we had some right in here, but I'm not seeing it. When you go into this land, you'll find these canals cut, and it's like, who did it is the big question. But we're not seeing what I'm looking for right now. I'm a little lost. I just had some dinner. It's sushi time is what I had. We're just going to spend another 15 minutes looking at this stuff. Now, when you get into here, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I really want to surprise you by what I see. So I'm going to go up to, like, look at this. I mean, honestly, the coral, it's not coral. It's a reef of some sort. To me, it looks like it's an ancient creation. And these are obviously modern day right there. Okay, I can deal with that. But what I want to show you is the non-modern day stuff. We're close. We're close. You get in here and you... Okay, so this looks like all modern day. Let's go a little farther up the coast. Now, when we get up to South Carolina, where we are now, we should be seeing this stuff. Okay, I know I'm wasting your time, not showing you what I want to show you. But when you get in here, see, that's natural looking to me. And you don't see it forever, but it starts about... Let's find some of this so I can show you what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't like me zooming in and out, and I do apologize for that. And another thing we have to notice is that this light blue and the dark blue, that's an ancient shoreline. Okay, so here in New York, I totally missed stuff I had prepared. But if we go to New York and we go to the airport, which is where? Right there? John F. Kennedy? What's that? Is that another airport? How many airports are there? That must be like a military airport. But we're going to go over to JFK Airport. We're going to look in this little Jamaica Wildlife Refuge. And there, when you zoom in, for sure you start to see ancient evidence of some type of activity that was going on. Now, in this bay, we see quite a bit of it. Every one of these little islands have it. So maybe you're thinking, okay, New York did it. No, I find this all the way down to Mexico. I did a poor job, and I just want to open up the questions. Long Island has all sorts of cuts. I had to get over here. I totally lost the good ones over in North Carolina. But why would they do this? Now, don't tell me it's for ducks. Don't tell me it's for wildlife. I don't think that they need to cut these things for wildlife. And when you look at them in the way, look at this one, this big, huge thing going through. So was that like for wildlife, cutting through and going up in here into the mainland? Or was that something that was previous to the wildlife? This is Long Island, okay? And at least I can show you these cuts in Long Island. But I'm telling you, I found them all the way up into Canada. So this type of activity was going on for some reason, and I don't believe they're doing this for ducks and the refuge. And now when you get back to the Mississippi, we're going back down there right now. The Mississippi shows a lot more of this weird activity. I want to just kind of go around Long Island and prove to you that it's everywhere around Long Island. Like, what were they doing out here? Why were they cutting up the land, making it waterproof, putting a dome right in the middle of it? These lines are ancient. Okay, so we start to think about Tartaria, and when I say Tartaria, I'm talking about in the last few hundred years, we've got some buildings that are created differently from the modern day ones that are getting torn down during the World's Fair. So maybe this is the same culture as that. I mean, look at that one right there. And you can see the difference between modern day and these old cuts. Sometimes they're blocked off like this. That's going underneath. But sometimes they're blocked off. So the question is why would somebody dredge these, and why would somebody block them off in modern day? Okay, so we're on Long Island. You get it. Where's Long Island? There it is. So when you get up to Long Island, you can go around the other side, and you can still find these cuts over on the other side. Some places. There's some right there. See? So it's like, who is so busy they're going to go all... This is Long Island. John, right now, just look at Long Island. It's that big erect-looking piece of land right there. I'm going to go around it a little bit more, and then I'm going to go down to Mississippi River Delta, because that's really the big question. Who did all that work down there? So again, we're going to zoom in pretty much anywhere and find some marshland. Where were we? We were just there. Now we're not finding it. Where's that marshland at? Right in here we can find some. Where was that? Right here? We couldn't see it right here. So these cuts, it's like, what type of person is going to do that? What's that? We have a, what is that? That looks old. Ooh, now we found something interesting, huh? Look at that. What's that all about? Check that out. Let's see if we have any labels for that. Map style, everything. No, we're already in everything, and we can't see. We've got some walls. We've got some circles here. We've got some ancient building there. But more importantly, we've got these cuts in the land. This is Long Island. Now, I don't know what we're looking at out here, but that's very interesting. Got a bunch of walls, and we got something going on here. That's interesting. You know what? I think that's worth noting. Let's do a quick screen grab of that. Take a new screenshot real quick. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's try it again. I'm just going to grab this for myself. I may or may not put it into the... which is called Was This Atlantis? Take a look over here. This is my Was This Atlantis. I got a lot of images, and each one, not every single one, but in general, each one has a link. Whoops, sorry about that. I had some memories people commenting on. And if you go in, actually it's down near the bottom. I thought I had more, but I've got a bunch of these images saved in there. So if you need links, you're going to have to work through them. There's the two I was talking about. This one, these, and this one here. This is probably the one I used for the thumbnail. There's a couple of other ones I thought in here too. There's a lot of more stuff in here, so definitely take a look at Was This Atlantis, facebook.com/Was This Atlantis, right there. Take a look at that. Facebook.com/Was This Atlantis. Okay, that's interesting. What was happening there? That is just bizarre. We got all these walls, concentric walls. Very interesting. I don't know. The only reason why it's very interesting to me is because we're seeing these marshlands that have been cut up. Now we're going to go over to Mississippi River. But I just want to let you know that you can find this stuff going all the way up. I saw some over here. Let's go over here, since they should be ready. Is that it? Yeah, look at this one. I mean, you can say they're for ducks. That's called Duck Hill River. You can say they're for ducks, but I can tell you one thing about ducks. Ducks can fly. You don't need to be cutting roads for them, especially parallel ones, as seen in the thumbnail. Look at this one. Look at all that work. Who's doing all that work? And when was it done? In the 1930s for ducks? So this is up by, is that called Puget Sound? This thing right here, is that Massachusetts? That's Boston. So we were just outside of Boston. These big cities with all this weird work done to it. Here, look at that. Look at that one. I think I just found the one I was looking for. Now, this one has had some work. Former Grant B. Sanborn Marsh. No longer Grant B. Sanborn Marsh. Look at those lines. I mean, that is bizarre, right? What was going on along the Atlantic coast? And how long ago was this done? I don't think this is 20,000 years old. But what I do think is that if there was something called Tartaria, building old buildings across America, and then finding out later that they were not so well established, that they had to be torn down, or they weren't well built, they were temporary, as the argument goes. Do a little bit of research. Look at these lines. Measure them. Look at this. Look at that. What is going on there? And when was it done? I'm all curious about it. So that's really it, right? We're and you can see sometimes the work's been worked on. You can see the natural river. Is that a natural river right there? But look at those lines. It's just incredible. This is the United States. Okay? Look at those. When were they done and why were they done? To preserve nature? I don't think that if any government would invest that kind of money into preserving nature, the former Sanborn Marsh. And why it was done, I have no idea, but it was done. This is evidence, right? We can see it with our own eyes. So we got one more thing to look at. Let's look at all that. That is bizarre, right? And most of that's not even underwater anymore. So some of these lines have been carved into the land. And a lot of these lines have counterparts all along the Atlantic coast. I mean, this is obviously done anciently. This is near Boston. Okay, let's go down and take a look at the last part of the video. We're going to go back down to the Mississippi River and the Delta. It's right here, but does that look like a delta to you? Let me be honest, I know deltas. That ain't no delta. You've got another reef out here holding everything in, but that doesn't matter. There's the Mississippi River. Where's the land start? Where does the water start? It's like a flood came in and buried half this in water. Buried in water? Maybe. What's that? Is that a oh, that is a canal, it looks like. So you got these ancient canals next to newer and more natural river looking things, but then underneath it all, look at that one right there. You can kind of see something cut through all of that. When you back out, you can see it too. Look at this one. Straight. You think that was modern day dredging? Alexis Bay. It's like you don't even know where the bays start and the ocean starts. Look at this one right here. I'm going to find one in a minute that's going to show you a 2-lane highway. Where's that 2-lane highway at? It's around here somewhere. I think it's up here. You got all sorts of canals, cuts. Look at over here. You can see this straight line going through, but all of a sudden there's land in the way. And then suddenly it's back again, cut through. So that one was obviously covered up somehow by some type of an event, flood event, or I don't know event, because you can see that it's cut through here and it keeps going. It goes on up here. You can see it kind of turn there. So you got all sorts of activity around the Mississippi River that nobody knows who did it. Look at this one. Here's your double lane. Okay, why do you need a double lane, especially next to a third lane? That's 3 lanes. Oh, that's 2. So who did that? United States? Look, it goes all the way out here. You can see it all the way out there. Double lane in it all the way out to the end. Why? You can even see it way out here, the double lane. It starts to curve. I mean, this is just craziness, isn't it? And then what happened to it? It just stops? Did that get filled in by Americans? Or what's going on here? Why would someone cut a double lane? And then you can see it continue out here. You can see how there's kind of a double lane happening, but then it separates. So, what's that, modern day? Got lots of questions. Okay, if you know the answers, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious, okay? You got Louisiana and New Orleans, and then when you zoom in to the Delta, you've got all sorts of activity here. That's definitely a city. No question about that. But when you go out into the marshland, you see carvings that have probably been flooded. I mean, that one right there, where does that line... Why would they do that? Why would they make a straight line like that? And does it go into something over here? It looks like it's going into that. Or maybe this. So these marshlands have a lot of questions to be answered. Somebody's got to explain what happened in the Blue Bayou. As you can see, some of these lines... And when you zoom in, you can see it's been blocked off. Why is that happening? Did it get blocked off on purpose? You can cut around it and get through. So just go up here, and that was blocked off, and not anymore. This has a line across. Is that a bridge? A modern day bridge blocking that off? Or I don't know. I don't understand. Something was going on right there. You get down here in Louisiana and look around. You'll see a lot of stuff happening that doesn't make sense at all. And if you have more answers than I do, please let me know what was going on. I was looking it up. 1933 seems to be the time. But to be honest, when you see it, this looks natural. But why would that happen so close to the edge of the water? My feeling is that the water levels rose. Look at this thing. What's that? You don't even know what's going on in there. Something's going on. You can barely see it. They have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 different image artifacts in one little thing. Shell, Keys, Natural Wildlife Refuge. I don't think so. I mean, that's actually more than a mile away, right? Look over here. Now, I know there's a lot of gas companies and a lot of energy companies, and yeah, they might need to create stuff like this. But when you see that, like, look at this. When you see that the canal is right there, but then there's a big old body of water next to it, and they seem to have dredged it. But wait, what's that? Blocked off? Oh, that's what happens, right? It lacks explanation when you see a canal, but it's not going anywhere, and it's not meeting anything. So there's a lot of answers out here. There's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of answers. Look at this. That right there says it flooded, and the water levels rose. Because you wouldn't have all those weird shapes in the water if it was over time. That was a sudden thing happened. And here you can see more duck preserves. But the carved roads or the carved canals, they don't make any sense at all. Look at this one. Don't make any sense at all. What are those, houseboats? Or are they some type of an energy post? Alright, guys, that's it pretty much. I just want to let you know that I'm watching this area. We can get back in here and go to the intracoastal, not highway, but what was the name of that thing? We can see some of it right over here. Some of these boats can go through here. They don't want to go into the Atlantic Ocean, I guess. So the intracoastal, what's it called? Intracoastal highway? Look at this one. What's that all about? They're stopping boats? Now that's okay, because you see this thing Okay, where are we? That's Louisiana. So this was Texas, right? Houston, Texas. You can see the Intracoastal Highway start back here. Let's go all the way. It starts way up here, and you can see how it shows residual edges. They call it Sidney's Island, but it's just the edge of a. Why would they call that an island? Here's a little piece right there. What happened along this so-called intracoastal? That's land right there, so that's blocked off. So they're actually blocking it. Who's they? I don't know. You can see the boats going through it, and as you back out, you can see this thing goes on right here. This boat just turned. It's got a wake. What's that? A 3-segment long boat? We got all sorts of activity here, folk. Well, thank you, Orfeo. Thank you. Yeah, is this a road or is this a canal? That's a canal. It looks like it doesn't have a lot of water in it right now or something. You can see that boat in there. That boat's doing fine. So if you look this up in the internet, you're going to find that the intracoastal, what is it called? We're going to have a name? Where's my name? Intracoastal Canalway, I think they called it, right? We're not going to find out. This thing goes all the way down to Houston. Sorry, I got a little tired. I'm ready for a nap, guys. I'm ready for a nap. This video is over, but you can go there yourself and keep on. Look at those. Look at these boats. Why would they go into the canal instead of just leave it and go straight across? It looks like they could save a little time if they would just ignore that, but it seems like there's some type of an agreement. There you go again. Thank you, Orfeo. You make me want to stay a little longer, but I have a time schedule. I gotta go. Take a look yourself. This is where we started the video, right here. It started right here. You've got a long canal. Look at that area right there. That really takes the cake. Like, who did it and why? East Matagorda Bay. Why would you need that? I mean, I can understand why the boats wouldn't want to go into the Atlantic Ocean, but this is the Caribbean Sea. It's not like it's a crazy busy ocean. Where's okay, so you can get all the way over here. Look at that one right there. Hey, where's my... Oh, there it is. Don't ask me why I had to hide my face. But we're done. Here's some more here. Look at the way this is all working out down here. Take it out for yourself. If you have any questions about any of my videos, leave the comments below. Thank you. Have a nice day. I hate it when it doesn't line up right. Where's the music? What's going on here? What is going on with my music? It's not right. I have music. Where's the music? You know, the speaker's off. The speaker's off. You can hear it. I can't. Y'all enjoy that. Have a great day. Thank you very much.